You know what? Us in the government, as this is in the government, back in last year, we made an agreement where the government was saying they don't have money, us we don't have money due to economic turmoil. We're working 2 days right now, isn't it? Trying to cover the shortage and the critical because we can't watch patients dying. So this is an arrangement and agreement that we wait for 2 days. After waiting for 2 days, we're also covering and trying to alleviate ourselves from the economic hardships. Then recently, last week on Monday, the CEO put a circular that we're going back to normal duties. But with what? You see, you can't have, then they've got Econet offering transport, which is $1, but food by the gate them. We work 12-hour shifts, which means that person, if they're going to come, they don't eat, they don't know what. This is a very infectious, environment. You're allowed to get a tour so that you can understand what you are saying when you say we don't have resources. We can be here as nurses, but without the resources, there's nothing we do. We watch patients die. We watch every day patients getting critical. Over the weekend, I'm surprised no journalists came to Mpilo. But there's a time when we went for 3 days without electricity at this hospital. Where 2 patients were supposed to go to ICU. 2 patients were supposed to be on ventilators. Then what happens to that patient? With 3 days of no diesel. But funny part, from the hospital, their diesel is always there. Isn't it? That diesel is always there. Now we've got corona. We can go and ask the nursing admin or the hospital admin, what have they done about this hospital in terms of screening patients and in terms of protecting their staff? You see, so the issue is about resources. We understand there are no resources in it, but we also want a system which is making an effort towards resources, not a system which only makes an effort towards what it wants, isn't it? Right now, you find with their memo is about punishing nurses, but are the nurses only people who are supposed to be on duty every day? No. Right now, we've got the CEO secretary. You can go and check. There's supposed to be 2 on duty, but there's 1. They're even doing flexible duties. But it's only us nurses who actually went to the government and said we can't afford. But them that are doing it blindly, isn't it? And actually robbing the government of what? Of that essential time. Come here. You can do your own investigation. Who is present at this hospital? It's always a nurse. Is the X-ray department functional? Are the doctors available 24/7? What is the duty of the doctor? What is the duty of the nurse? So if you're going to write a letter to the nurses or as a CEO to normalize things, you don't normalize one profession. You normalize the hospital. It's not only presence of people which matters, but it's presence of resources at the end of the day. We are here to save life, not to watch patients die. So what is the psychological trauma which is happening to all these people? Yet with something like this, you could have done such. But right now, there's nothing. You want us to come back to work normal with 1 thermometer, with no BP machine, with no drugs, essential drugs. Patients better operated, then they tell you go and buy. How do you buy those things when you're unconscious? So you see? So we just want to correct the health system. The health system is for me and you, such that when you've got an accident or something going to fall ill, you have to come and be able to be saved. It's only when you get sick, when you see the problem with the system. You see, right now, when the minister comes, they want to normalize everything, but there's nothing normalizing this hospital. You can do your own investigations. We don't have resources. We don't have poor infection control standards. Nurses are suffering with TB, which is an infectious disease, isn't it? Which is actually environment related. Then after that, where do you get treatment? Can you afford treatment? We can't. The only resource which you can get is a government institution, which is being run down by administrators. We've got a hospital which operates without oxygen for 1 week. So how do you save life without oxygen? We've got a hospital which actually can let the lift elevator not function for 24 hours. So if a patient comes as an emergency, how are they going to go to theatre? How are you going to have a patient on a ventilator on an ICU, which is a critical ill patient? We're a central hospital. These are the major cases which are supposed to be looking at. But if we can't attend to those major cases, then are we a hospital? That's what we only are saying. But at the end of the day, we try to support. We know things are hard. But now when you've got a system which is punishing you for being present at the hospital, then that's an unfair system. Right now, they can have everything. They've got benefits. They eat good meals. But you know that Saturday, patients went for the whole day without food because there was no meal at Mpilo. But were they around to check and to be concerned about that state of affairs? The generator went for 3 days without fuel. We've got a hospital which went for 2 days without even managing to buy a breaker. How much is a breaker? Can't you afford a breaker for yourself? But you get a system which is going to go for 3-4 days because of a break, which is an electrical fault. Then you say we've got a hospital which is concerned about, about patients, which means what they are concerned about is the normality that we are here at work, but without resources. So which means if I'm there, it's normal. But what's my present if I can't save a patient? What's my present if I don't have resources to use? What's my present if the critical case department are not functioning? What is my presence where we don't have essential resources to use? Are we just coming to watch patients dying? Can we do that? No, we can't. So this is all we're saying. Let's have a system which is fair, which is not only focused on my presence at work, but also on the resources which are supposed to do when I'm at work. That's all we're saying. We've got the West Rand Hospital without equipment right now. Theatre is not functioning. ICU is not functioning. All these departments are not functioning. But all they are concerned about is the presence of a nurse. Why don't they provide resources and tell me that now they have resources to work? Then I can come and work and save life. That's all our concern. Right now, we got then. We can take you to casualty, which is an emergency area, and see how the hospital is prepared for any, not even coronavirus, for any other emergency which happens at this hospital. We can see even the type of beds, are they the ones which are supposed to have as a hospital? Are they making an effort? How can you have remained with a situation where all these problems, they were raised 5 years back, and they're still like that today? You go to maternity, and I fear for you guys, the young delivery, there's no detergent, there's no disinfectant, there's no what. Which means when one person delivers, that's blood, that's a lot of fluids. That's what we clean with water. Then what? We are going to lie there where there's no linen, where there's nothing. What are you going to contract from the hospital? You see, you're going to have a complication. Who's going to pay for that complication? You see, so this is what we are saying. Let's not have a system which is actually dangerous to the people who are trying to what? To save. Only that. Then if we're going to go back to work, provide the resources for us what? To work. We want to work. We never went on strike. We understood the situation. But at the end of the day, the person who is going to die is my brother, it's you, so sisters, what? It's all relatives. So as a nation, we want to save life. But let's not have people who just want to see presence of people so that they can cover their mismanagement of things. Let's have an administration which is concerned about the resources and the welfare of the patients more than their own welfare. Only that.